Peace, not Quay, to all my gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, chiefs and chiefesses, and priests and priestesses of the motherfucking land. I hope y'all having a great cosmic rising or great cosmic night, depending on when y'all catch this video. Turn this shit down some. Yeah, this video probably not gonna be too long. You feel me? I just wanted to speak on. Excuse me. I just wanted to speak on a few quick subjects and things that I've been seeing taking place in the media lately. And it's not surprising to me, you feel me? Because a lot of this shit I already spoke on, months prior. Really when I first started this channel, period. Like when I first started this channel and first started my Instagram, I was already speaking on the shit that's being revealed now. A lot of niggas was focused on other things, but I was focusing on the unorthodox shit, the shit that niggas wasn't focusing on, because I knew like that was the shit we need to be paying attention to. Like, for example, the fucking ocean. Like, we see what the ocean is capable of. Now we see the ocean is, it's a lot of shit. We finna get into this though, and I've been telling niggas, this is Atlantis. I told niggas we are not. I'm telling y'all, everybody riding this wave. Y'all better start riding this wave, bro. Just follow your own soul. Like I said, me personally, I follow my own soul. I don't just take with. Let me turn my gain up some. I want y'all to hear me. But me personally, hold on. Let me see if this shit on the right. There we go. But me personally, I don't like niggas right now. They talking about the Anunnaki. All we descendants of the Anunnaki, or we are the Anunnaki, or da 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 da. I just want you to know that the Anunnaki are not the only non-ether beings that run throughout the cosmos. There are many different non-ether beings all across the cosmos, and we are all related. We are all related. We are all family. But let's just say certain family, it's just as above, so below. Certain family members don't get along with family members. Like I said, the Atlanteans are real beings, and they are their own separate paradigm, and they are their own separate civilization. They are not of the Anunnaki. And well, I ain't gonna say they're not of the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki and the Atlanteans are like fucking, I don't want to say cousins, but they're like brothers and sisters. Put it like that. They brothers and sisters. They got the same mama but different daddies. Put it like that. You know how because I don't know if some of y'all watch Rod Hayes, and he pop up on people platforms like the Young Elder, Black Magic 363. Who else he pop up on? I don't know who else he pop up on, but I know Rod Hayes, he'll talk about how you got Inky and Enlil, and Inky is the father of the land, and Enlil is the father of the skies, or aka Lucifer. But yeah, we come from the same mama but two different daddies, And the thing is, it's just like the Anunnaki came here for, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all Anunnaki are bad, but majority of them are, and majority of them kind of like, I ain't gonna say they just like flat out evil, but they like anti-heroes. Like, you know how the Venom is. The Venom he not really evil. He just be like, because first he took over dude's body, but bro was like, if you gonna take over my body, the only thing he's like, if you kill bad guys, you can eat them. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all the Venom wanted to do was eat people, but, bro was like, nah, you're not just finna eat innocent people. You at least eat the bad niggas. You see what I'm saying? So, that's kind of how they is to a certain extent. But, with the Atlanteans and the Anunnaki, they are separate entities, put it like that. And the Anunnaki came here for gold because the Atlanteans was very plentiful in gold. And the Earth is plentiful in many different resources. Earth has unlimited resources. That's why Earth is so fucking, popping right now. That's why all these extraterrestrials are coming here. That's why all this shit is happening here. That's why we seeing all these different shifts and paradigms and all these different timelines merging and happening at once, and the veil being unlifted on this planet, because this planet is very powerful, and this is our planet. And the thing is, like I said, they came here for gold, and they came here trying to merge their genetics with ours, and also create a sub race that can be slaves for them to harvest their gold, which would be aka your human beings that today, by using us. Now, like I said, I said it in a previous live, but I deleted it, And I was talking about how the black woman can create many different color babies. You know, we can create out. We two black people can create a white toned nine ether child for the simple fact it's called albinoism or albinism. And that with that being said, and you know that being said, that lets me know that to a certain extent there was some type of genetic manipulation and genetic eugenics and grafting going on with us when we was taken as prisoners of war. There was some type of grafting going on where they were trying to make us figure out how to decrease our melanin to an extent to where we start to turn white, which they would call albinism. And that's stripping away our melanin basically. And with all that being said, there was a great war that took place on this planet, and this where we are at today is the result of that war, especially through all the physical torture and the abuse that we had to endure, then the psychological abuse and brainwashing that we had to endure throughout the 1900s all the way up to the 2000s, from COINTELPRO, from the drugs in our neighborhoods, the that they give you at the hospital, and the pills that they prescribe you is still more poison. The drugs that the guns that they put in our hood behind the drugs that they already got in the hoods created more fuck shit. And then the music came in, and the gangster hip hop and shit, killing niggas and fucking your bitch. That shit came in like the 70s and 80s, and then it peaked up when we got into the 2000s. And now music has really taken an influence on our people. And now we see the results of this tactic. This is psychological warfare. This is no longer physical warfare. This is now psychological warfare, because if you can destroy the mind, the body will follow. Anywhere the mind goes, the body will follow. If you can destroy the mind, the body will slowly deteriorate from the inside out. So, with all that being said, we're going to get straight into a couple videos that I want to show y'all. Like I said, we live in Atlantis, and Atlantis is we are surrounded in a dome, but a dome is not around actually. If I had said that the dome was around Earth, let me correct myself and come back and scratch out. We're scratching out theories now. We going back on certain shit that I said too. If I ever said it was a dome around the Earth, scratch that, nigga. The dome is around either it's around our local solar system, and this dome is fucking huge. This dome is bigger than niggas think. That's why I told niggas first of all, there was a firmament to separate the waters from the waters, because there's waters down here too. And the firmament is not it's like a magnetic barrier. A lot of people think it's a solid glass, or it's a solid, it's like some type of crystal. It's not. It's not. It's a magnetic barrier that's it's the magnetic barrier. The magnetic barrier is still physical, but it's invisible to the naked eye. And if you try to go past that barrier, yo, shit, whatever vehicle you ain't gonna explode off rip. So, and I say that because, like I said, you can see what's outside the dome. Even if it was glass, we could still see what was outside there. But we can't see to a certain extent because they have a lot of different chemicals and gases in the air that creates a visual illusion. A visual illusion where you can't really see what the fuck is going on in the sky. Not only that, there's shit in the sky that's on a higher vibration and on a higher frequency of, what was it, the spectrum, the electromagnetic spectrum. There's things on a higher frequency that you can't see with the naked eye that might be on infrared. That's why we finna get into certain videos so I could talk about this. All your cameras have built-in infrared lenses. This is why cameras can catch shit that the eyes can't see. So, it's shit in your sky that you can't see with the naked eye. And that's because of the magnetic barrier too, because the magnetic barrier plays a role in that illusion, because this is a man-made technology, put it like that. I wouldn't even say man-made. This is a highly advanced technology made by a group of beings that placed this here. So, the water, like I said, the planet was originally all water. Earth was not a land planet at first. Earth used to be all water. That's why they don't call it Earth. We don't even call it Earth. We call it Planet Kai. And Planet Kai means energy, chi energy. And the planet was basically a ball of water. It was a ball. It still had land. Don't get me wrong, it still had land in it, but all the water covered the land. And this water was everywhere. We can look it up. I don't look this up many times in previous videos, and I don't told niggas months and months and months ago that the ocean is space, and now this is happening. Now people are seeing that there's a whole nother ocean under the Earth's crust, and then they just found the hole in the Pacific. Man, it's getting deep. I told y'all, nigga, it's shit in that ocean. Oh, y'all think it's just the oh, you think it's just that? It goes deeper. There is shit in the ocean that niggas don't tell you about that swimming around in that shit. You think niggas told the story? I'm telling you, you think niggas told the story of the Kraken, giant squids, megalodons. You got movies like Godzilla, kaiju's from the Pacific Rim. You got shit like the bloop. Y'all remember that shit? Niggas, this was a few several years back. Niggas had heard there was a loud sound that happened under the that happened in the ocean, and this sound was so loud that it could be heard all the way from Alaska. I forgot where it was at, but I forgot where the location of the sound was at, but it could be heard all the way across the world in Alaska where they radars picked it up, and then they when they played it slow, like when you listen to the bloop slow, that shit sound creepy. But then they had to speed it up to give you like a quick take of what it sound like. So when you hear the bloop, it's like a bloop. That's why they even named it the bloop noise, because when they play it sped up, it's like a bloop. But when they play it slowed down though, like at the actual, like, it's not even slowed down. They're playing it at the actual time in the actual, how can I say it? It's not sped up, but it's at its current, its current speed. You know how you speed up a YouTube video like 2 times? That's what they did to the audio. But when you listen to the original audio, the bloop sounds much slowed down and much deeper, and that shit sound creepy. So it's some big shit moving around in the ocean, and they wanted to say that, they tried to say that, at first they said it might be a creature, but then you know how the government is. They was like, nigga, you better shut that shit up and tell them something else. And then they was like, oh no, it was a giant, turns out it was a giant glacier that had fell down in Antarctica off the Arctic, and it went into the ocean and made that noise. That's what they came up with, knowing damn well it was a creature in that ocean. They just didn't want to tell people that. It's some big shit moving out in that ocean. That's why 1 billion crabs went missing last year. So, and not only that, you got, it was a mass die-off in dolphins last year as well in the Black Sea. You can look that up. But they said that was the result of the Russian-Ukraine war. But I told y'all, Russia and Ukraine are not warring against each other. They are warring. Russia and Ukraine are standing together, and they're warring with something else that has pulled up there. Let's just say that. And it came out the ocean. This is why a lot of shit has happened over there in the eastern side of the world with China, Taiwan, Russia, Europe, Australia, Japan. It's a bunch of shit going on over there. Saudi Arabia. It's a lot of shit going on over there in the east side of the world because it's shit happening that they're not telling you over here in the American media because it's filtered. Euphrates River is dried up. Some shit under there. So like I said, let's move deeper into this. We already 13 minutes into this shit, and I ain't even showed y'all no shit yet. First, I want to show y'all the hole that they found in the bottom of the ocean. They said a Marburg outbreak in Africa. All you need to know about this lethal virus. They're doing another biological warfare on people in Africa again. First, we had Ebola. Now it's called something Marburg, and it's coming from bats, basically. Hold on. I'm reading off y'all can't see it because I ain't put up the screen yet. But hold on, let me go and get y'all right though. Oh yeah, hold on. Before I start, damn, I gotta wait till this shit load up so I can pause it. Before I get deep into this though, hold on. Okay, let me pause this shit real quick. Skip ad. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I got that bullshit right now. That bullshit computer.
The earthquakes are devastating. The most recent one, which struck southern.
Okay. Hush. Russia welcomes Finland's NATO membership with nuclear missiles. Russia deploys nuclear missiles. Yeah, right. Whatever. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I want to add an image real quick. Excuse me. I think I'm overcoming like a cold or some shit because I've been coughing up a lot of phlegm lately. And I just did, but I ain't gonna lie though, I just did I've been taking my zinc and my chlorophyll and some turmeric to slow down the inflammation or whatever. And I just earlier I just did a where you take orange peels and lemon peels and then you boil them. Man, that shit got me feeling good. Um, image 7. Hold on, y'all. Let me bear with me. I'm finna pull up an image before I start anything because I don't need YouTube trying to get on my nuts about the shit that I'm displaying and the shit that I'm showing y'all. Here we go. Now, before we start anything, disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage presented here. Anything that's presented in this video is not owned by me, except for this video that I made right here myself. But any video that I show in my video is not owned by me. This video was made merely to pay homage to these films and not for any profit or commercial reasons. No copyright infringement intended. These footages are copyrighted and courtesy by their respective owners. This video is a non-profit film for the private use and entertainment purposes only and is not intended for sales or any sort. I don't get paid by YouTube anyways because YouTube considers my channel a channel that posts harmful content that focuses on controversial issues. Because I'm talking about real shit, but they want to call it controversial. And I can't get paid for YouTube because of that now. So that's out the question. So copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in the favor of fair use. And now let's get straight into what the fuck I'm about to show y'all. My bad, I don't turn my shit off. Alright, let's go, y'all. Let me finna get into this.
57,000 people lost their lives, but what would happen if a magnitude 9 on the Richter scale earthquake were to strike? Well, that's what scientists fear after they found a hole at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. And our next report gets you more details.
What the fuck?
Oceans cover more than 70% of the surface of our planet. They hold about 97% of the Earth's water. They are the source of protein for more than 1 billion people.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can't tell me the ocean ain't fucking beautiful, dog. Look at that. Even though it's a vast void of big blueness, and it's a bunch of big shit that can be roaming around still, though, when you get down to, like, the ground level of the ocean, like this shit's so beautiful, bro. Look at the turtle. Nigga just chilling, my boy. Come on now. You can't beat that.
These vast water bodies regulate our climate, acting as a natural carbon sink and support the greatest abundance of life on our planet. But deep within, it also holds many mysteries, and scientists are shocked to find.
Now look. Listen to me now. I'm telling y'all now, some shit is about to come out the fucking ocean, and they are not going to be able to cover it up. It's going to be too much shit on TikTok. It's going to be too much shit. It's not going to be able to be covered up because it's going to be too big, literally. This is some Pacific Rim shit. I told y'all, there's a ring of fire. It's called the Ring of Fire. There's a volcano. First of all, there's a circle of volcanoes around the whole Pacific. Like, you know how the Pacific is? Like, you got the United States right here, and you got Japan right here. Yeah, you got the United States right here, which is California and all this shit. Then you got the Japan and shit right here, and then Alaska at the top, and then Russia at the top, and it makes a little ring. And there's along that ring right there is a bunch. You see how I'm doing my shits? You see how I'm doing this the ring? Now there's a line of volcanoes on this ring that's along the whole Pacific Rim of United States and Russia and where Japan and shit is at. And not only that, they said a leak found on 600-meter fault line. That's a big ass fault line. 600 meters, nigga. They said they found the massive fault line in the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, basically a hole. Now recently they just said there's a Get me right. Recently, they just said there's an ocean under the Earth's crust. There's a bigger ocean under the Earth's crust that's bigger than all the 7 seas that we know now. Now, using my context clues and putting shit together like Scooby Doo. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mother Universe. You feel me? But what I am seeing here is that there might be a possible chance that we might see something big come out the ocean, a creature, something big. Or, if not a creature, probably a civilization or some shit. You see what I'm saying? We don't know. That's all I can say. We don't know. But my theory is the storyline that's following here. I'm not saying that, this is not me just watching too many movies and shit. No, because I know that there's something called deep sea gigantism. Let's look this up. Let's look this shit up together, y'all. Deep sea gigantism. This is what lets me know that there's giant creatures in the ocean. You feel me? Don't think the megalodon is extinct. If you think that motherfucker is extinct, you tweaking, nigga. The ocean too big. The ocean too big for me to not believe. Fuck that. Fuck believing. We don't believe no more. We know. The ocean is too damn big for me to not know there is some giant shit in there. There's some giant shit in there. And maybe later. Deep sea gigantism. Now, it says deep sea zoology, deep sea gigantism or abyssal gigantism is the tendency for species of invertebrates, species without bones like, squids and shit, and other deep sea dwelling animals to be larger than their shallow water. Really? Damn. Like, they just switched me to this. I didn't even click nothing. Let's read it over. In zoology, deep sea gigantism or abyssal gigantism is the tendency for species of invertebrates and other deep sea dwelling animals to be larger than their shallower water relatives across a large taxonomic range. Proposed explanations for this type of gigantism include colder temperature, food scarcity, reduced predation, pressure, and increased dissolved oxygen concentrations in the deep sea. The inaccessibility of abyssal habitats has hindered the study of this topic. So, the inaccessibility of abyssal habitats. So, basically, these habitats are inaccessible. They can't get to them. That's what they say. But they're saying that deep sea gigantism can't, it's a real thing, but they can't get deeper research on it for the simple fact they cannot access the deeper parts of the ocean because the pressure is too fucking strong. That's too much weight on top of something. And they can't go down there and see what the fuck else is going on or what else could possibly be down there. They say food scarcity, reduced predation, and increased dissolved oxygen. How do they know it's a scarcity in food, first of all? They ain't even explored. How do y'all know that? Y'all ain't even explored 80% of the rest of the 80% of the ocean. Y'all ain't even explored that yet. So how do y'all know it's a food scarcity? The ocean's so big, and the creatures in there might be so fucking big that there might be other shit they can eat that's in there that's big. You see what I'm saying? And feed off of that and be good. You see what I'm saying? Or they might adapt to a point where they don't need to eat like that, but they go around ravaging shit though. Taxonomic range. In marine crustaceans, the trend of increasing size with depth has been observed in mysids and euphlates, euphasids, decapods, isopods, and amphipods, or like amphibians. Non-arthropods in which deep sea gigantism has been observed are cephalopods, cnidarians, and eels from the other anguilliformes. So examples of deep sea gigantism include the big red jellyfish, the giant isopod, which is basically a giant roly-poly. There it is right there, the giant roly-poly. Giant ostracod, the giant sea spider, which is that shit. I don't know, that shit like ginger root. The giant amphipod, which is basically another giant, that like a giant flea. The Japanese spider crab, I remember that. That's a big ass crab. The giant oarfish. You also got the deep water stingray. You also got the 7-armed octopus, a giant octopus, and you have something called you got goldfish that get big as hell, and you have something called the it's a grouper, the Goliath grouper. It's a big ass fish. It's a big ass fish, and it's like it can be like the size of a small car. And the Goliath grouper can damn near eat a human if it want to. It's like they get up to like 50, 60 feet big, 60 feet long, and like maybe 20, 30 feet wide. And these Goliath groupers can clap humans. They can unalive humans if they want to. And these not even this is the size of a small car. We ain't even got to the shit that's the size of airplanes that's moving in the ocean. So let's go back to this shit right here, to the deep sea. Like I said, don't be surprised if that shit, that crack actually opens up bigger and some shit comes up out of it. Don't be surprised. Like I said, you know, the shit I say is just theories. But a lot of theories that I've been placing out there lately since I've been doing this shit and since I ever started this shit has definitely been coming to fruition.
One of the deepest secrets.
Like I said, niggas, y'all do your own research. Y'all read your own books, man. Stop taking what these people in the spiritual community keep telling you. Some of them focusing on the wrong shit right now. We need to be learning. We don't even know what's in our own oceans. We don't even know what's in our own woods. We don't even know what's going on in our own motherfucking households. We don't even know what the fuck our own wives is doing and husbands is doing. We don't even know what the fuck is going on in our own hoods. You see what I'm saying? We need to learn shit. We need to study ourselves before we can study other shit outside of us, like so-called space and aliens. You feel me? They not worried about us. They trying to keep the fucking balance. They're trying to keep the balance of the timelines in stability, because right now a lot of shit is unstable and is not in moderate condition no more, because the shit that's taking place on the planet is causing a cosmic imbalance. You think that all this LGBTQ shit, this buyout shits, this poison the food shits, these chemtrail shits, you think this shit is, they just doing this shit for no reason? They're doing this shit for a reason, and it's causing a cosmic imbalance. And not only that, they're holding people against their will through false contracts that they made, that they managed to fool us to sign, but they had to psychologically abuse us first. They had to forcefully abuse us first and brainwash us in order for us to be coerced into signing these faulty contracts that took over our land and our resources. And then it allowed them to do shit to us in order for them to remain on top today. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Elizabeth, Pope Franciscus, Bill Gates. You feel me? Astor family, the McDonald family, the Disney family, the who else can I go? The Kennedy family, the Clintons. Let me not call them out. Them Clintons don't be playing, but y'all Clintons know what y'all be doing. Y'all Clintons know what y'all be doing. Y'all know what y'all be doing. Them Clintons, the Bush family, the Obama family. Come on now, them niggas on bullshit, boy. Y'all better quit playing with these folks. A lot of these politicians are the leaders. See, which I don't know is, y'all ever wonder who runs these Universal, like with the music and the celebrity industry, y'all wonder who runs these, like Universal Studios, Universal Music Group? It's some of these niggas. Some of these niggas run these companies. Politics and corporations go hand in hand. Everything goes hand in hand in this system. Then they making it seem like they're divided to put division in your mind and give you an illusion that everything is divided. Meanwhile, they all working together to fight your ass. Let's get back to this shit. Let's finish them talk. Let's
Examining the
them finish. We let them finish talking about this shit.
Floor.
All right, come on.
This
Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that.
Experts. Water oozing out from the seabed. It's a leak which has alarmed scientists. These images were recorded by a research vessel of Washington University's study team. While water seeping from the seabed is not so unusual, however, the chemical composition and the location of the seepage makes this curious. This leak was found at least 80 kilometers off the Oregon coast in the Cascadia subduction zone. This fault line stretches from Canada's west coast to Northern California in the U.S.
God damn! I didn't know it was that big. Oh,
Observations
shit!
suggest the seeping water is
pause
coming
that.
from 4 kilometers beneath the
shit!
sea
That just
floor.
escalated quickly.
It is located
It's not even
at the
pausing.
boundary of a tectonic
It's not
plate.
even pause. Come on, laptop with your shitty ass. Let me not talk to my laptop like that. But goddamn, I think I got too much. Hold on, what is this shit that's open right here? Let me close this, put it up. Come on, get that shit out of my way. Let me close this shit too. Yeah. I didn't know it was that big. That shit stretched from Canada all the way to, like, god damn. That's a big fault line. And it's leaking. That fault line basically has opened up. They found a hole inside that fault line. So they basically saying that fault line might open up and cause a massive You know how they said California was going to end up in water? That's looking highly likely now. And it's not because they said it. It's because they found this out. It's actually because they went to do the research, dove in the ocean, and found this shit out. It's not because they just came out and said, "Oh yeah, there's a fault line that." No, it's not because they said that one day that California might end up in the ocean. No, it's because they're actually finding evidence on this shit. They just found a leak, which is now lets people know that yes, this is looking more highly likely that a possible mega earthquake can happen, and the whole California could just We ain't even gonna finish this video. We gonna go into the next. I want to show y'all the God of War shits, right? I want to show y'all what y'all living in, right? This is what we living in, right? It's like portals. And I'm gonna explain to you how this war, this great war, what the Great War was. The Great War was all the different kingdoms that you like. When you hear about the Atlanteans, the Anunnaki, the Lemurians, you got the Orions, the Syrians. All these beings ended up going to war at some point with each other for a reason. And it was for a reason. And it caused a lot of catastrophes. Mainly on this planet, though. On this planet, though, it was just mainly the Lemurians and the Lemurians and the Atlanteans was going at it with the Anunnaki and the motherfucking Draconians that came along with them. And other extraterrestrials that may have took place. Well, the other extraterrestrials didn't come into later play, but it was mainly the Atlanteans and the Reptilians, your Draconians, as they say, was with these Anunnaki, and they came and warred against your Atlanteans and Lemurians. So, what you see here is a God of War. This is the new God of War that they came out with. Not God of War Ragnarok, not the newest one, but the one before that one. And this right here is a galaxy. You see that star? That's a constellation of planets. With a star, that's a constellation of planets and a star there. There's 3 constellations in this one. There's a few in this one. Notice how it's round, right? It's covered in something. This galaxy is covered in something, but it's all, look how it's blue like that on the inside. And then on the outside, you have others that you can travel to. And they're all blue on the inside. Just like here, we're covered in something and everything looks blue. Now, let's see. Hold on. Let me go further up. Right here. Okay, now what the fuck? If you don't get this shit, go back. Right here. Okay, so now you see this shit. This is the primordial waters. You see this shit. This is Norway. The best way to learn where you really at, you gotta read different pantheons to figure out shit. The best way to really figure out the location and the layout of what the fuck we're in is through the Nordic mythology, the Norse mythology. Norse mythology with Asgard and all that shit, they got sauce. They kind of really tell you the real location of what the fuck we're in with the world tree and all that. That shit is real. And what they showing you here in the game, though, it's like this. There's a ball around it. There's a ball around this huge constellation or this huge dimension or realms. It's an encased. There's a bunch of realms that's encased in this magnetic barrier or dome. and it's on I want to say it's on a tree, but this tree is encased itself, and this tree is spinning and it's moving across the primordial water. It's moving across the primordial waters of cosmos. And this is the best way I can get this description to y'all is by using this shit. And you see how you got the boat that's traveling. Like this shit would basically be like, I guess this should basically be like, I guess you could say Earth. But this looks like a sword too, though, because you see this and then the handle blade and shit like that. And then you have a constellation right here, a galaxy right here, another galaxy, and galaxy. But there's a boat traveling outside these galaxies, moving from one galaxy going to another. And then you have parts of the Norse compass down there. Now I'm finna play this other part for y'all. You feel me? That's the best way I can explain that shit to y'all. It's like we are encased in something, but it was for a reason. And it was not for a good reason either. But it was for a reason. But it was for a reason to a part of the universal script. Put it like that. And like I said, this dome doesn't just encase. If I said it encased Earth before, scratch that. It encases the solar system that we're in, or this paradigm and reality that we're in, and there are more realities that we can move and shift off to through these primordial waters, aka the vastly huge ocean that they're not telling you about and that they're lying to you about. This vastly huge ocean that surrounds us, and it lets you know, like, okay, if we are in the ocean, is there a surface somewhere? Can we surface somewhere? And where's the surface at? And it makes me think now, if Earth was a big, because we can look this up. Earth used to be, was Earth a water planet? Let's look this shit up. Come on, fuck with me. This makes me think that Earth is bigger than we think, right? If it was an all water planet, this means where we're at. This means originally, yes, was Earth a water planet? Earth is a water planet. Three quarters of the planet's surface is covered by ice or oceans, and the sky is filled with clouds, which is still water. And there's only like barely any land. You see what I'm saying, that they talk about. But they said, was ancient Earth a water world? Yes, billions a year. It says new evidence from Harvard suggests that a few billion years ago, Earth was a true water world, completely covered by a global ocean with little, if any, visible land. It says that right here on this article right here. And it says Earth may have been a water world 3 billion years ago. Now this makes me think, now that I'm coming back to this again, because I did this in the live previously, now I can state and come up with a newer theory, calculated precise theory, that if we are in a very big water planet, that what means originally, before this dome was here, we was breathing in water, living in water, moving around, doing what we do. But that means when these niggas came here and warred with us, and then they took us over, they encased a certain part of our land or a certain part of our world that was covered in water, but they got rid of that water by placing the dome right there, and it dried us out. That's why the Grand Canyon used to be an ocean, but it's no longer an ocean. That's why what else used to be an ocean? It's a lot of places. It's a lot of places that used to be an ocean, but it's not an ocean no more because the water don't got took up out of it, and it got dried up out of it. And that makes me think that a dome was placed over here. We are supposed to be living in water, but instead a dome was placed over us, and it began to kill a lot of us off because, you know, that's how we live, was water. But it began to kill a lot of us off. But we, luckily, us being the strong species that we are, we adapt quick. So we managed to adapt living to be able to breathe in air. This is why every land creature right now has evolved from the ocean. This is facts. Look it up. This is science facts. I ain't even finna pull that up for y'all. Y'all can look that up yourselves. Homework. Every living creature, every living land creature right now has evolved from the ocean. Everything is from the ocean. Everything has ancestors that go back to, even our ancestors go back to the ocean. Our ancestors ain't just from the land. Our ancestors are in the ocean, nigga. We have aquatic ancestors, nigga. Your mermaids and mermen, you know, shit like that. So let me go over to here, and this is where they kind of explain God of War. Like I said, they put sauce in your video games too. They put sauce in there, and they put store. That's where they really put all your sauce at, and where people wouldn't expect shit to be real. They'll put it on your video games because you'll think, oh, it's just a video game. Until you see some shit in real life that you see in a video game, like, how the fuck does that work? Like, that's what I'm saying. So let me play this for y'all.
It's the missing panel about here.
Look at the different
Someone must
symbols.
have stolen it.
Look at the different symbols. Look what he's traveling through. Look how he's traveling through a vast open blueness. He's traveling through a vast open blueness with other galaxies, other stars that are encased. Notice this thing where he's traveling at too is encased by tree roots. Trees are important. It's tree of life. Look at the different symbols. Greece. Is that Norway right there? I think the bottom left, and then the top. Look at the top. Bottom right, and then look at the top left. You got the Egyptian eye, the Atlantic, the Egyptians, ancient Kemet, not Egyptians, my bad. The ancient Kemetics. Ancient Kemet is Atlanteans. The Egyptians are a lot. They are basically, you might as well say the Egyptians are a lost tribe of Atlantis from the Great War that ensued with us on this planet. and they eventually had to, they were the last of the last, and then that was it. That's why when we look at the Great Pyramids of Giza, they're so legendary and shit. And then, they talk about underground temples that go down deep as fuck into the earth that can lead you to the city of Shambhala that's in them temples, in them pyramids. And you got more and more pyramids around the world, but they're covered up by trees and shit and mountains and shit, and some of them are just hidden because they don't want you to find them. These pyramids are all around the world right now because this is our electric grid. This is how the Atlantis electric grid work, was through pyramids. So, like I said, they're explaining to you here. Watch what he say though. Watch what they talk about.
Might I have a look? Wow.
Come on with that bullshit.
This is most unexpected.
Why? What does it mean?
I haven't the foggiest. Isn't that unexpected?
Head.
Look, clearly that's Tyr. Traveling somehow.
Now you might be wondering, who is Tyr? Tyr is the symbol. Tyr is also where they got the word Tuesday from. Tyr is the god of war. So every Tuesday is a war day. That's why there's always some shit happening on a Tuesday. And notice the nigga that's holding his head is Kratos, who's also the god of war, but he's the god of war for Greece. And then we gonna keep moving forward. Let him talk.
Magically. But what's that to do with the giants that they should devote a shrine to it? I'm afraid that is none too clear.
What are those runes in the corners?
Not runes. Symbols from different lands. They mean
War.
aye.
How do you...
This one I know too well.
Oh.
His eyes, they are jewels. Like yours.
So I'm gonna leave that right there. So notice how he said, he was like, what are those different runes? He's like, not different runes, different symbols from different lands. He's like, they mean, he said war. You feel me? And that's what ensued on this planet, was war from different legendary kingdoms. And this war caused catastrophes amongst the planet, and somebody noticed Tyr's in the middle of all these different lands because he's the one that's going around causing this war between these different lands. He's almost like he's called, because he's the god of war. So he's going around starting shit with niggas and is making everybody get mad at each other. And now everybody want to war with each other, which has happened here. And this is why in Norse mythology they call it Ragnarok. You see what I'm saying? And it's a great catastrophe that happens. And and that's basically what happened here on this planet, was some Ragnarok type shit. And then shit got resetted, and now look where we at today. We're here at this shit. You see what I'm saying? We don't got broken down all the way to this shit. But now this shit is finna reset again, and shit is going to be switched around. The war that took place on this planet, remember, there's good beings and bad beings, and somebody was on bullshit and started shit with everybody. Now everybody, it's like you go in a bar, everybody chilling, you just smack the shit out of a nigga, and then next thing you know, you throw water in the other nigga face, and then next thing you know, y'all get the scrapping and you bump into other niggas, and the nigga actually bump into the other nigga. Now everybody fighting in that bitch. You see what I'm saying? It's a chain reaction. So that's basically what happened here in this realm, and that's why we've been encased in this shit, because we have been taken prisoners of war, and we're held hostage in this place called Earth, Educational Avatar Reality Training Habitat, where they are conducting unnecessarily harsh experiments on us. And you have a group of beings that's running this shit that's not supposed to be running this shit, because they have evil intent and they don't have positive intent for the planet. But this is all for a reason, because it's to teach us to value being good. It's to teach us value being positive. It's to teach us to not dive into our anger, not dive into our emotions, not dive into our sadness or our greed or our lust. We have to ascend past that. You see what I'm saying? That's why this world is so easily tempting to fall into things that's introduced to you in this new world order, or the society that they have placed upon us, for the simple fact, like I said, it's so easy to be evil. It's easy to be evil, but it's hard to be good. Remember that. It's easy to be evil, but it's hard to be good. And that's why God, people are like, oh, why is God letting this happen? Why is God letting all this shit happen? He can stop this and snap effect. You know why he's letting this shit happen? You want to know why God and Goddess? Well, you want to know why Mama and Daddy let this happen? Because she want to see who's going to go through them hard trials and that hard journey to be good, to be proven to be their worthy golden angelic child. They not just finna let anybody back in their kingdom. When one man fall, we all fall. That's what happened. We are all fallen angels because one man did something stupid and it got all of us fucked up. So now we gotta prove ourselves once again and learn the lesson once again if we want to rule correctly and if we want to rule properly. Nobody ain't better than nobody right now. Nobody ain't ascended yet. If I'm not seeing nobody doing Kamehameha waves, if I'm not seeing nobody shooting laser beams out their eyes, if I'm not seeing niggas going and blowing up government buildings and restoring balance to the world on some Thanos shit, but in a good way, if I'm not seeing that shit, everybody's still a fallen angel. Everybody's in the same boat right now. We all need to be working with each other, not against each other. Just like today, I seen some bullshit, with Kali and Isis Wisdom. It was a comment that, it was a post that Kali made, and then it was a comment that Isis made on his post, and then they bicker backer with the lies, and like I'm just like, people tired of that shit. I see people in the comments in the lies, in Kali lies, and then I seen people in Isis lies. They tired of this shit because they like, yo, y'all both got big ass platforms, there's no need for y'all to have this, and everybody has their own opinions. When we can all agree to disagree maturely. You see what I'm saying? And there's no need for us to respond on social media about anything. They could have chopped that shit up in the DMs about that shit. Like, yeah, da 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 da. You know what? And share opinions. And then actually, when they share opinions, you might find some similarities in them opinions. And then you can come to certain agreements. And you can be like, you know what? Let's make a video for the people. Let's make a video for the masses about this shit so we can further wake our people up on a bigger scale. You got your audience, I got my audience. Let's merge them together. Some of your audience are already familiar with you, and some of my audience are already familiar with y'all. Let's merge them and make it bigger instead of doing this shit, and now it's causing further division. You see what I'm saying? And that's why with me, like, if anybody say anything about me, or if anybody got some shit that, post about me or anything, comment or some shit like that, I'm not responding to it because they got their own opinion. I don't give a fuck. I'm my own soul. I do my own research and I follow my own path and I stay in my own lane. And can't nobody do what I do, and I can't do what nobody else do. Can't nobody copy me, and I can't copy nobody else. So that's why I stick with my own lane. I stick with my own path and my own energy. That's why my channel is authentic, and I keep such an organic base on my channel because I'm organic. I'm just being organic and being real on this channel, and we talking about shit that needs to be talked about. So like I said, this is a time for us to be unifying, bro, and not dividing. This is getting there. It's really, this shit is reaching its peak. But I'm telling y'all, by summer it's gonna be real. Now let me show y'all this shit. I'm finna show y'all this shit. I'm finna show y'all something. Don't this look similar to this, right? Don't this look similar to this, right? Hold on, I'm finna show y'all this shit. Look at the stars. Look at this. Look at the stars. Look at it in case. Let me make sure I got my shit. Okay, it is. Last time I didn't have my screen recorder on, so y'all couldn't see my screen. Let me look at this. Look at the shape of this. Now look, I'm finna show y'all something, right? Look at this. This is Gina Marie. Any video I use, all rights are. This video is owned by her. It's not owned by me. All rights are reserved to her. She's the Gina Marie. She's that woman, everybody talk about her. She's the woman that always finding some shit. I don't know how, but she's always finding some shit on the FAA, the Federal Area Administration, the Federal Airport Administration. I don't know, but I just say Federal Area Administration. But the weather cam, she's always finding some shit on that weather cam, and this is what she found. We finna look at this shit. I'm not gonna play. It's a 33-minute video. I'm not finna play all of it, but I'm just finna show this. Look at that shit.
This is what some people are calling Nibiru. You can see by the picture at the top, it's like right up there, Gina, honey, right up there on that one. Let me see if I can bring myself over here on this. I can. So, okay. Right up there. Right over there at this top part. It blends in so perfectly with the blue of the sky. And you have to ask yourself, how is that possible? Well, there truly is something up there, or else they wouldn't have.
It's multiple objects in the sky. It's not everybody talking about Nibiru. That's what I'm saying. Stop following this. I tell everybody the conscious community been infiltrated. I've been saying this shit months ago. It's been infiltrated by demonic forces. Stop following and taking a lot of people to say it's not just Nibiru in the sky. It's the blue Kachina is up there. The red Kachina is up there. The second sun is up there. You can't see it yet. It's still far away, but it's close. It's not far. It's like around the block. Y'all gonna be seeing the second sun. So I had a dream about that shit. The second sun is bigger than the original sun. But you have the blue Kachina and the red Kachina that's up there. You have a green orb that's up there, which I see Kalibi spotting. Nibiru is up there. It's coming. It is up there. It's close. And then you have what else can I think? What was I can't even think of it. Sirius X, the planet Xylanthia that people talk about is up there. There's a lot of different planetary objects up there. It's not just Nibiru. You see what I'm saying? It's different planetary objects up there because we're in a different part of the solar system now. So we're closer. We're a lot closer to bigger celestial. There's planets that are bigger than our own planets in our solar system. There's planets bigger than Jupiter. There's suns bigger than our own suns right now that we're next to because we're constantly traveling through this primordial waters in this huge ship, this huge tree ship. So it's like, we're traveling through the waters and we're spinning too along with it. We're not spinning on Earth, but the actual encase around the realms. Because there's more realms than just Earth. There's realms on top of us and below us. You got the water realms, the ocean. But yeah, these realms are encased though. You can't see the encasing because it's too big. It's too big. It's too far for you to see. You have to go to the outer edge. But we're encased and we're moving through these primordial waters. You see what I'm saying? We're on a tree first. We're encased and then we're on a tree, a world tree, the tree of life. This is where they talked about giant trees. This is where giant trees come from. Not only that, this giant tree is encased. It's encased and it's moving through the primordial waters. And then the reason why it's encased is for protection, cosmic and celestial protection. So, like I said, we're moving into a different part of the waters. Put it like that. We're moving to a different part of the primordial waters, or aka the cosmos, and we're getting closer to bigger shit. You see what I'm saying? There's bigger shit that's bigger than us that we're close to and next to, and we're going to start to see it. And the veil is being removed. That's happening on a spiritual level because there are things that are taking place in the astrals for the veil for it to be removed so everybody can see the shit that's taking place in the skies. And this is where I'm going to show y'all what I mean by I told y'all they put sauce in video games. I'm going to show y'all what I mean by they're taking the veil off the planet. Here we go right here. I've been, this is Fortnite. I be playing Fortnite. I'm telling you, they put sauce in all these games, cause when Earth's magnetic fields get destroyed, look at this shit. Let me play it.
Reality is
Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Now that's the real sky. You see the space. You see the primordial water. That's the real sky right there. That's the real sky right there. Niggas a trip if some shit happen. If that shit was to happen right now, it'll be 90% of people will freak the fuck out. 90% of people will freak the fuck out. Not even gonna lie to you. 90% I'm not including myself in that 90%. I'm gonna be amazed. I'm gonna be like, yo, they here. What we doing? You see what I'm saying? What we doing? Like, they here. They already, we seen them now, but on this type of time though, and type of situation, oh yeah, they here. If that shit was to happen right now, the world will freak the fuck out, and that's going to happen. Don't be surprised you see this shit just start one day. You just wake up and you just see like a big ass. Everybody in the world just see like a big ass hole in the sky, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then each day or like each week, over time, the hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and they see what's outside that bitch. Boy, niggas gonna trip. Niggas gonna trip. I'm telling you. So like I said, it's not just Nibiru in the sky. There's many other celestial objects in the sky. There's even motherships right now. That's why I told you there's mothership. The head of the Pentagon told you that there's a mothership. There's a mothership outside Earth's orbit, and it's sending probes down here. There's motherships bigger than Jupiter, nigga. That's next to us. There's a lot of things in our sky right now because there's a lot of shit happening on this planet, and everybody's trying. It's like a big war for this planet. It's a tug of war for the planet between good and evil. Who's gonna take this bitch over, evil or good? That's what's happening. And it's not just this planet. There's many other planets that's having this same situation going on.
have things like this flying around in the sky. I saw a great big one today. It was a great big plane going straight up. It had a big solid line, and then traveling right beside it. There was a smaller one, and it had a really small um, white line. And then down below it, on the other side, coming up from below, there was another smaller one. I thought, are these being trained? I really did. I thought, are they being trained in the sky? Watch this, you all. So look what I've done over here. Over here. What did I do? Yeah, look at this. So I've got this on the photo. Watch what happens when you do this.
She finna strip the light, basically.
If it'll let me. Oh, doesn't want to let me do this, you all. Okay, I wanted to see if I could even mess with this. Okay, watch this. See how it disappears? I can make it totally disappear. Here it is right here. Again, watch it. Watch it how I can turn it, and it will like fade away in the sky. They have it to where it can fade away. You would not be able to see it.
Right.
Do you think there's a green screen up there? Watch it. Because I can make it totally disappear.
That's crazy. So that's why I said they're hiding what's really on camera. They're hiding.
But up
Look,
there
look,
at the
look.
top.
As a matter of fact, hold on.
Up there at the top. Right up.
Nah, go back to
up
a
there
second.
at the top. Up
Nah.
there, watch it.
Notice how
I
when
can
she
make it to-
notice how when she fades it out, even the chemtrail disappears. There was a chemtrail up there next to
Totally
that.
disappear.
And then look, when she pulls it back up.
There at the top. Up there at the top. Right up here.
Oh,
I can't
shit.
really do it to that because that's the original. But when I put this smaller one here, you can see it can fade out. But something is going on. Something's going on. So we're going to come over here. Hello
Okay,
there.
now I'm gonna leave that up. Now look how it looks. First of all, look how it looks. Let me zoom in on that. Let me quick. Bow. Excuse me. There we go. Now look at that. Look at that. If you look real good, it's multiple colors. It's green, blue, and it's partially red. And it kind of has holes in it. I don't know why. But if you look at it, it's a big ass ore, and then there's a chemtrail next to it. And this was actually recently. This was on the 10th. This was like what? Today is the 17th. This is 7 days ago. And there's something huge up there. And now if you all their radars, like they NASA cams, they ISS space stations and shit, they just let the shit. Now as far as FAA, I don't know what they do. I think they cover their shit up, but the ISS space station, they don't even cover their shit up no more. There's so much shit being spotted on the ISS space station, live cameras and shit now. And then on here, I guess they covered that shit up because they didn't want people to know how close some other shit is next to us. But look at that shit. Look at that shit. It's sitting right there. And notice it has different holes in it, or like different types of like points in it. Well, let me take you back to this. What is this? It's a round object with different types of points in it. Realms, galaxies. I'm just gonna leave that at that. But as everything is being wrapped up, said and done here, let me bring this back up. I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. Most importantly, y'all stay in tune. Y'all do your own research. Don't take what the fuck I say and run with it. Do your own research on the stuff I bring to you and come up with your own opinions that your soul believes in or your soul knows is facts. You see what I'm saying? So, don't, and that goes for anybody else that you watch. Don't just take what they say. Do your own research and come up with your own sauce. And to the point where you could tell others what you know and what you came up with and what might be shit. You might come back, change my mind or change somebody else's mind that was thinking some other shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, hold on, that make a lot more sense. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, the point of us is to come together and to unify and not be in our emotions so much when we have our own formulated opinions and ideologies. But I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. Nakwe, to all my brothers and sisters, my kings and queens, emperors and empresses, chiefs and chiefs, and priestesses of the motherfucking land. My bad. Oh, shout peace and abundance come upon you. Mala Akish. Mala Akish. That's a word that I came up with out of thin air again. Mala Akish means and it shall manifest. That's what it means. So, you know, may you manifest a positive and abundance rest of your day or rest of your night. You feel me? No telling what you might be. You know, telling what might happen. You feel me? In the middle of the night, you might wake up and $500 just randomly get deposited in your account. That's just how life works. So, you know, especially when you're on a positive frequency, shit just attracts to you like that. So I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. And y'all have a great rest of y'all cosmic night and a great rest of y'all cosmic day, depending on when y'all catch this video. Be sure to share this video and get out there, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll be back with another one like always. One love, y'all.